Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. With this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce RTX 4090 in Call of Duty Warzone crossover with Black Ops 6 Season 1. This one is the Asus ROG Strix version of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Ups. GPU 0, zWORMz is also enabled. And over on the left, I'm pairing it with a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D CPU with half of its cores disabled, making it pretty much the same as a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. And 32 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 mega transfers per second RAM in dual channel CL30. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, let's go over the settings first. I am starting at 4K resolution here. We're also going to test 1440p, 1080p, 8K, 16K, yeah. And I'm using the extreme settings preset with NIS set to native. This is still native resolution, it's just applying sharpening over it. And I think NIS looks really good, actually. This is the default as well, by the way, with 30% sharpness. VRS is also turned on by default, so I'll leave it be. And I just disabled depth of field, that's why it says custom here instead of extreme. That's the only change that I made to the extreme settings preset. Over on the view tab right here, I'm using 105 FOV, no motion blurs or anything like that, and let's go. So 100% GPU usage there and 150 frames per second, pretty nice. I'm playing BR solos here, and looking at the map from above, it seems like it's getting like 130, 140 FPS, but look at the GPU usage now. It's actually fluctuating a little bit, guys. So that means that the 7800X 3D is now a slight bottleneck, even at 4K resolution with extreme settings, to the RTX 4090. And down here, it's even worse, dropping down to like 80% usage and below sometimes. Call of Duty developers, this is not acceptable, okay? Like, this was the best CPU for gaming a week ago before the 9800X 3D came out. So just because a new fastest CPU has released doesn't mean that the second fastest CPU should be running this game at 120 FPS. But moving on, it seems like we're not going to test 1080p and 1440p after all, since they're gonna get the same FPS as this right here at 4K resolution. Just lower GPU utilization, of course. Yeah, this is really underwhelming, guys. Especially after playing the first game here whenever you join Call of Duty Warzone Season 1 with Black Ops 6. Tons of names, you know. For the first time, you hop into a game automatically, and I think it's a bot game because I got plenty of kills there, and I usually don't kill anybody in this game. And because it was a map with a lot of bots and not real people playing it, my FPS were good. Like 140, 150, 130, 100% GPU utilization. And now that I hopped into an online server here with 120 players, right now 99 of them are alive, we're seeing the FPS dropping a lot. Like, it's still a high refresh rate experience, obviously. It still feels very smooth and playable. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying this is with the second best CPU out there for gaming, and that is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, see, now we're not playing against bots. So apparently now, if you want 4K max settings with 144 frames per second, or if you don't want to be CPU bound with a 4090 at 4K extreme settings, you'll need the best CPU in the world for gaming, the 9800X 3D, which I'm a little bit bummed out I don't have, okay? I talked to AMD already, if you guys are wondering. They said that they would send me one when they have one for a review sample, but they don't have any right now. And you know what, guys? It's even more impressive to me, in a bad way, to see this with the 4090, because the last time that I tested Warzone with this GPU was back when Warzone 1 was still around, okay, remember that? And comparing the graphics of that game with this, this is not much better, if it is better at all. I'm not sure it is, actually. You know, those had the graphics from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare looked pretty good to me. And they just started adding some noise to the picture, pixelation, noisy shadows. It was very, very weird. Also, it seems like it is locked to 120 frames per second, which is weird, but it's not. It can actually go over it, as you can see, 130 sometimes, so it's very, very weird. And once again, in that bot game, without changing anything in the options menu, come on, I got one finally. Okay, there's another one right there. All right, that guy killed himself or gave up on life, actually. Okay, I'm running out of bullets. Oh my god, what the heck? But as I was saying, that first version of Warzone was similar in terms of its graphics to this. It was way less intensive, and I was getting 200 plus FPS average. I think it was like 230 FPS average with an RTX 4090 and the Ryzen 7 5800X 3D. I guess if a 7800X 3D is getting these FPS now, 120 on average, the 5800X 3D is gonna get what? Like 15% less, 20% less, maybe like 100 FPS instead of this. That's a huge drop from the previous Warzone season as well. I don't think I got anywhere near these FPS back when I tested Warzone crossover with Modern Warfare 3, okay? I think the last one that I tested there was the 4070 Ti Super, and I achieved probably like 130, 150 FPS without ever being CPU bound. So that's crazy. I think this CPU went up to like 230 FPS probably. I don't understand what's going on, guys. The only thing that I can conclude from this is that they completely wrecked the optimization on the CPU side of things. But there's one thing that they did right with this update, and that is they removed the stuttering completely. It is not having those massive little stutters every now and again that I was seeing in the previous update. That was extremely annoying and unpleasant. You know, you'd be running around every 5 seconds, you'd have a bigger spike than usual that was slightly noticeable, and it got annoying very fast. At least to me it did. And now none of that is happening. So they fixed that, but they broke CPU optimization completely. Let's try 1440p real quick here. It should get exactly the same FPS, just with lower GPU usage once again, as I told you. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, still around 120, 130 most of the time. Now, of course, the picture quality looks a little bit worse because I have a 4K monitor and this is 1440p, but it will look sharp, obviously, on a 27-inch 1440p monitor. It's nice and detailed. But again, we're using like 60, 70%, 80% of the 4090 now, still capping out at around like 120 or 130 maximum, basically, if I look at the sky sometimes. It's ridiculous. I get that there are 80-something people right now alive in this entire map, and the map is huge and so on, but they also had huge maps back in Warzone 1. Heck, earlier today I could play this game with the 4090 and the same CPU with nearly 100 more FPS than what I'm getting here. See, like, same settings as well, extreme. Alright? That's freaking ridiculous, dude. Like, it's dropping to the 90s. It's dropping into the 90s. What is this? What have they done? What is so intensive, Call of Duty? And you know what? I'm just waiting for that barrage of comments saying, yeah, you need to upgrade your CPU to the 9800X 3D. Guys, you should not need to upgrade the second fastest CPU to the fastest CPU just to play a game with high refresh rates. Come on. Like, again, I will end up getting the 9800X 3D. That won't be a problem. Okay, at least I hope not for long. But AMD has told me once they have it, they will send it. So that's great. But once again, it is absolutely ridiculous that this is the performance that we get with a 7800X 3D, which was the fastest CPU just a week ago. Oh boy, I should probably just use this. Yes. Yes, where are they? Oh, no! Behind me, okay. Jackie Chan got us. Alright, I'm gonna stop it there. It's 1440p resolution, pretty much the same stuff. I can also try 1080p. You know what? Let's try it, since I told you I would test 1080p as well. Here we go, 1920 by 1080, using the same settings. And also, yeah, there's frame generation here, but frame generation will just end up introducing a lot of input lag, so you shouldn't really utilize it in a multiplayer shooter like this. But as you can see, yeah, now the GPU usage is at 40-something percent, 40 to 50% most of the time, getting exactly the same FPS because it's still completely CPU bound. It's the same thing, guys. Well, at least at the 8K resolution, 7680 by 4320, 4 times the pixel count as 4K resolution, okay? Using the extreme settings, we can finally see a difference. It feels way worse with these FPS, like 40s. Yeah, there's still a big difference between 100 to 120 and, well, 40 that we're getting right now, or 50. Obviously, it was still a good experience, no matter the resolution at extreme settings previously with 100 and 120 FPS. Again, it really sucks, though, because everyone with slower CPUs than this one will sort of struggle, I guess, and it sucks to see that previously, a couple of hours ago, it was also running a lot better. But anyway, let's keep on going. We're finally seeing a GPU bound scenario in this video, guys. 99, 100% GPU utilization with a 4090 at 8K resolution. It's getting 40 to 50 frames per second. It's still playable, obviously. It's not great, really. It's not amazing in the slightest, but it is playable, and that's pretty impressive that we can run games at 8K resolution, even on maximum settings. And, I'm terrible at this, guys. Do you know what this means, guys? You can actually spot people from really far away distances. Like, imagine one of them is right there. I could see that. Actually, someone is shooting each other there. Yeah, I can't really see anyone in specific at the moment, but you could, if you knew someone was there, you could see some pixels moving, and that's the beauty of 8K resolution. See, like, I can see that one dropping over there. Yeah, it makes a difference, and with the RTX 5090, which will come out in a few months' time, that will be crazy. That will probably be able to achieve 60 plus FPS at 8K extreme settings in this one. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun to test some games at 8K resolution. And before that, I should have... I shot the little vest over there. No! We both died. But yeah, before the RTX 5090 comes out, I will be sure to have a full review or revisit of the RTX 4090 at 8K resolution, as well as one at 4K resolution, its intended resolution, of course. Look at that, guys. We're doing it. I killed more people at 8K than I did at 1080p and 1440p, I think. Now, obviously, you can make it even better by using DLSS, for example. If you set that to performance at 8K, it works extremely well. Wait, can I... Nope. Oh, he's... Okay, wait. Where's the other one? Wait, hello. You know what? Maybe we should move on. Come on, this way. No. Stop it. Oh, hello there, kind sir. Okay, goodbye. 1% lows aren't the best, by the way, but it felt smooth the entire time here at 8K resolution with performance DLSS. Not sure if it did actually drop from 60 FPS or if it's just this low because of those little spikes that we keep seeing on the frame time graph. And I'm gonna disable DLSS, okay, go back to native resolution, and I want to check out... This is 16K resolution, but first we're gonna check out 12K resolution, okay? So this is 11... Wait, oh boy. Okay, no, it's fine. 11520 by 6480 resolution. It might have crashed, actually. Yes, it did crash, but I think it just crashed because we changed the resolution inside of the game. So if I go back, it should be fine, guys. Okay, it's now applied. As you can see, this is 12K resolution. No. I just went into the menu. It stopped already. Okay, so we can't really play at 12K. This video is disappointing me in so many ways. Well, I guess we're just gonna go in safe mode. And I'll go back to 4K resolution first to check it out on the lowest settings. The safe mode sets it to the minimum settings preset. I set it to 100% resolution scale here. So with this, I just want to see if there's one of the settings that is extremely CPU bound, for example, on extreme settings, and that was the cause of the really low performance, or if it's just going to be CPU bound even on the very low settings, you know? Okay, so the shader compilation feature is already over. We're going to go to plunder mode. It's still 120, 130. It's still a warm-up, of course, but it's pretty much the same inside of the actual game. When it starts, we gained like 15 or maybe 10 FPS. It doesn't make a difference, honestly. And in terms of graphics, aside from textures, there's not a huge difference either. I guess maybe there's no grass, but that's it. Or maybe it's just this area has no grass. I don't know. What the hell, bro? Wait, some things were not set to the actual minimum. Now we're on the minimum. Okay. And it's the same. Yeah, go figure. It doesn't really matter. It was none of those 2 or 3 settings that we just changed now. So, yep, back to the 120s and 130s. Lower GPU usage now, of course, than what we saw at extreme settings, but that's about the only difference, aside from the graphics, that you're gonna see. No difference in smoothness. This is so ridiculous. Obviously, by the way, you do have frame generation inside of the game, and if you enable that under CPU bottleneck scenarios, it usually gives you a really big performance boost, and that's what we're seeing here. We're getting the same FPS that we would be getting before this update. Okay? Exactly the same map, same mode and everything. These are the FPS that we would be getting without frame generation. But it does have input lag, and I can feel it. Okay? I'm not a pro gamer, and I can feel the input lag addition here from frame generation. So I would still rather play with 120 FPS without any frame generation than with 200 FPS and with frame generation. But yeah, I think frame generation has no place in multiplayer shooters. So let's turn it off, okay? And after I turn it off, let's go ahead and play at 8K resolution again. So we're back to 7680 by 4320, 100% resolution scale, no frame generation, and well, now at native 8K resolution, if you keep things on low or minimum settings, actually, why did this fall right here? What is this even? I don't know, guys. Open crate. Alright, I looted things. $5,000 in cash. Worth it. It's probably about what it costs to build a 5090 PC, right? Like they say, the 5090 is gonna cost between $2,000 and $2,500 for a GPU, man. Dude, seriously, I know this is my job, playing around with these things, seeing the performance and so on. But even I can't justify spending that much on a graphics card. Come on. It is getting 60 plus FPS at 8K, native resolution. Pretty impressive stuff. No need to utilize DLSS here. Obviously, for a high refresh rate experience at 8K, you could utilize DLSS performance and achieve like 20 more FPS or so, or maybe higher. But there are no high refresh rate 8K monitors, I believe. So there's no point. Just play like this. It's gonna be super crispy, super sharp, the sharpest thing that you've ever seen. Actually, no. If you've played other games at 8K resolution, they're probably sharper than this one, because this is one of the softest games that I have seen, at least. And it can still drop, by the way. Did you see that? Drop to like 57 FPS. But I'm gonna stop it there, guys, because this is still not enough resolution for me, okay? This time I'm gonna increase it to 125%. So that's 25% higher than 8K, which means that this is the 10K resolution. 9600 by 5400. Oh! It's breaking itself. It's pixelated. Everything is super pixelated. What the heck? So after seeing that, I think that 12K won't really be possible. Because that was so weird. But outside, as you can see, it's running. It's getting about the same FPS as 8K extreme settings, but now it's 10K with the lowest settings, of course. It's not terrible, but inside, sometimes you will see those super pixelated, noisy artifacts, basically. Those are artifacts. Actually, it's the light. Look at that. The light coming off of this lamp over here is pixelated as heck. It's so interesting. We're breaking Warzone at the moment, guys. Wow. But look at that VRAM allocation, by the way. 12 gigabytes. It's not running out of VRAM or anything. It's just breaking because the game itself is breaking. Okay, let's try to go higher. Can we do 12K resolution? Yes, we can. This time, 11520 by 6480 is possible. Let's check it out inside of here again. Is it worse? I think it's worse, right? I think the pixels are a bit more condensed this time around. It's so weird. Okay. And we're still getting around like 20s, 30 FPS outside, which is, again, pretty impressive. This is what? It's 4 times 6K resolution, and 6K is a lot higher than 4K, by the way. All right, in terms of pixel count, it's probably about 50% higher or something like that. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a huge resolution right now being rendered by the RTX 4090. I can't get a 12K kill. I'm sorry. These FPS are way too bad for Warzone. Not that I haven't killed enemies before with 10 FPS, but it wasn't in this game. It was in Counter-Strike. Yep, I remember. The G100 days, my friends. Anyway, guys, that's the experience at 12K. It's not terrible. It's not amazing. It's like a GT 710 at 240p. Okay, I'm just gonna stop right here. Stay calm. Enjoy the view, you know. Enemies are dropping into the area. Why? Why would you bother me? I just wanted to be alone. Just to change my settings to 16K and see if it actually works. But alright, we can do this now. Oh boy. I think it just crashes at 16K, guys. I don't think 16K is going to happen in this one, but I'm happy that we made the 12K happen, and it was actually playable, so that's pretty impressive. Still gonna try to launch it, though. Oh, look, we can actually rejoin the previous match. Let's go. Black screen again, and the GPU fans already stopped, and now the cursor changed, and now comes the crash. Yep, okay. 16K is not possible anymore. That's terrible, guys. You 16K gamers out there won't be able to play Warzone anymore at this resolution. And I know some of you must be super bummed about this because you played at 16K. You could see people from the other side of the map, and now you won't be able to. You're at a huge disadvantage now. Obviously, it's just a joke. Okay, so that's been it for this one. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. It was super underwhelming. Let me know how the game is running for you guys. I hope to see a patch very soon fixing the CPU performance issues. Come on, Call of Duty developers, you need to get on to that because this is unacceptable with such components at least. And yeah, that's what I hope to see. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.